What did we expect to find when we asked ourselves, how have jobs changed since the internet? We expected to find that people cared less about who provided the service, that clients and students cared less about who they talked to. We expected that we would stumble upon the slow death of libraries. But that's not what we found. As we continued on our quest of change, the generation gap caused by technology became apparent. So who better to ask about it than a teacher and former MV student?
When I moved here, I remember a big thing was typewriters. I know it makes me sound really old, but we had typewriters in middle school, and we all would learn how to type using typewriters, which was really cool because I hadn't seen one before, especially because I moved from a different country. So the other thing was I remember floppy disks and computers, and getting to learn how to work with a computer for me was really different because I'd never done it before. Outside of school, at home, we had a computer, but it was a very old computer. It was nothing like what we have these days. Those big blocky ones with the printer that like prints one line at a time. Well, I didn't start really using it until pretty much I want to say 96, 95, 96, 97-ish. So it was really kind of in the middle of my high school career that I started using the internet. Sometimes internet's needed when you study, but oftentimes I think about all the things you can do on the internet that has nothing to do with studying. Like I said, like what I used to do, right? Except we didn't have YouTube then, and we didn't have Facebook then, and all the things that are available to you guys that can sometimes be really distracting in what you do. But at the same time, I think it's a nice little getaway to have it. The impact that it had on my life, I can't say that it really did. I mean, it does now, but at the time, I mean, teachers were still giving us assignments that didn't really require, it required research, but there were other means of doing that, right? You had the library and things like that. The internet was more of a fun activity for us. When I first started teaching, I used the internet, I would say not as much as I do now, but a decent amount. Yeah, I've incorporated technology much more into my teaching, the more that I teach. I want to say that a good teacher cannot be replaced by the internet. A good teacher will be teaching the subject material and using the internet as a supplement instead of replacing everything they do with it.
My job responsibilities are here at the Postal Annex are helping people ship and receive packages and making sure that they get the best rates used. You're able to look on different sites to compare prices. You can go online and track your packages. People will always have a reason to get mad, but you do your best, find a nice way to get them where they need to go to get their answers. Me personally, it's been better because you have the internet, and no matter where you are, and if another person's on the other side of the world, like my family, some of my family, there's easy ways like Skype and phone apps that you can use, like Viber, to freely chat with them, see their faces, call them, I've been working here for several months, especially during the big Christmas rush when everybody was sending Christmas gifts all over the world to their family, and I'm continuing to work here temporarily until something else comes up, but it's been enjoyable.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
When I first started, the internet had already happened, more or less, and so we spent a lot of time teaching people to use the internet. We spent a lot of time learning to use the new online tools, but a lot of that was not new to librarians. Librarians have been using databases online for quite some time. Since I started, I would say the biggest change has been bringing in things like 3D printers and media equipment, video cameras, animation software, all that kind of stuff. That really has changed. That used to be very big and expensive and difficult to use, and now a lot more of it is easier to use by just lay people. You know, we use Animoto to make little slideshows to play on the TV at the reference desk. That just would not have been possible 15 years ago, that kind of equipment and that kind of video capability. You know, you had to have like a Silicon Graphics giant workstation, which just cost $15,000. It's just far beyond what anyone in the library can do. And now you just need a regular old PC, or what passes for a regular PC these days. Even though people have access to more information than ever, they still need help finding the good stuff. My favorite quote by Neil Gaiman, who is an author, he says, "You can find a million answers on the internet. A librarian will help you find the right answer." That's not going to change. Sure, having the internet available is amazing. It is an incredible tool. It has freed up our librarians' time so that we're not just answering the phone and finding books, although we can still certainly do that, but it's freed us up to be able to teach classes and get away from the basic, what we used to call ready reference, and really be available to like do a deep dive. I think the library plays a very important role. It's a collaborative community workspace. Plus we have lots of books and movies. I think more and more will be less and less of a book warehouse and more of a place where people come to use all kinds of tools. They come to use the computers. They come to because they want Wi-Fi. They come because they want a place to collaborate together on a project. You know, a lot of libraries now are building maker spaces where people can come in and use various kinds of equipment to make things. This is a brand new for libraries, but I think it's definitely the way of the future. So I always have said that the library's mission has never changed. We support the life of the mind. We just do it a little bit differently now. It isn't really an average person that comes to the library, because everybody comes to the library sooner or later. Some people just come once a year when they need a tax form. Other people come all the time because they want to get in out of the rain. Say that we don't view the internet as a threat. That was a mistake some people made early on. It's not a threat. It is an amazing opportunity, an amazing possibility for all kinds of collaboration and human intelligence to come together and find out what's amazing about the world. So I think we've learned to embrace it instead of fight it.
And so we concluded that the internet isn't the end of the world. Not for us, nor for books, nor for any of the people we see around us. It's just a change. And like any other change, we will adapt to it and use it to do what we've always done in new and better ways. We will continue to read and think and talk to one another. We will continue to be human.